In today's video, I got the 5 litre out and put it on the floor over there. And this is how I did it. What am I going to start with? How about, let's start with the radiator. Give us some room to get our hands in there. Sound good? Yes, it does. Let's do it. Okay, that radiator's not coming out today. It's getting late. I'm going to call it a night. Get back to it when it's some daylight because something's holding it in, and I don't want to get on the ground because it's spewed everywhere and the ground's wet and I don't want to lie in that. So that's it for today. Well, back out again for another working session. I had a bit of fight with the radiator and I'm trying to get that out, so I'm going to struggle with that, and after I get that out, we'll pull some more stuff out. See how we go. Cruise control unit. Yeah. We might use that. Cruise control. Okay, you may have seen me in the time lapse taken off the top of the throttle body. Don't do that. There's springs in there and they're very hard to get back on. So I managed to get them all back on, and then I worked out how to get the throttle cable out of that, so I don't want to pull that part apart again. It took me far too long to be able to get back together because I didn't pay attention to where the springs went, but it's back together now, cable's out, we'll leave it that way. So I got a little bit out today. Got the radiator out, the coolant overflow, alternator, I think it's something to do with the engine there, the cruise control, which all attaches in there. So I'll see if I can rig that up in the new system. Now when I got this, the AC didn't work, and I believe that's because it didn't have a belt on it, so not sure if that'll work now. I should check to see whether the AC has any gas in it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I'll check that before I disconnect those. Alright, we'll keep soldering on. You could also possibly see that this engine is very dirty, so it's going to need a good clean and possibly a few new gaskets before final install, but we'll sort that out when the time comes. So I've been disconnecting a little bit of wiring around this area here because I want to get the power steering pump off. So just trying to clear a bit of that. That one there snakes its way under there, so there's some little radiator hose and stuff there have to come off before that comes out. So I'm just going to crack onto the pump and get that off. Okay, I finally got that unbolted, but that is very full and I want somewhere to tip it into first so I don't make a mess all over the floor. Now, I don't think I needed to take these bolts out so they can go back in loosely, because you have to take the bracket off or it doesn't want to come off. They're not going in anyway, so I doubt they'll go back in, but we can do that when we've drained it. So let me find a container of some sort. Now the plan is to try and tip back into here. But I believe I'm going to make mess, because I still have hoses connected. Put the lid back on because you don't want to spill that. Disconnect the hose first. Will that hose allow me to come out this way? No, you've got that hard line as well. The hard line? Yep. Not looking in very good shape either. Holy dooly, Batman. Wowzers. That looks shocking. But I guess I'll have to try and crack it. That looks terrible. Go with a 12. Not bigger than a 12. About a 13. No, bigger than a 13. What about a 14? No, bigger than a 14. Just keep going up in size till one fits. 15. Nope. 16. Yep. All right, power steering pump is off. Now the original plan was to just take the pump off the bracket, which would be easier, but I can't get to that bolt, so the whole lot had to come off and pop that hose off. If you have a look at this hard line here, look at the kink in the back of that thing. Where did it go? Look at that. That wasn't going to last too much longer, but it did the job. That's out. There's a bit more room at the front of the engine here. I can even see an engine mount down in there. Yep, right in there. So that's a good sign. That's progress happening. All right, we'll keep going. It also turns out that the power steering bracket holds on the AC compressor. So I'll get the line out of there. We'll get that off as well. Just a quick update on what I've been doing the last 20-30 minutes. I've been getting rid of wiring. So all the front of the motor is now disconnected from the fuse box, the million plugs that go through here. I've got all the wiring sitting over there. I have marked a few things so I can remember what they are if I have to transplant this harness. We've got, I think that's temp sender. This one here goes to the fuse box. We've got one here, is a throttle body. I'm pretty sure they can only re-plug into the one place, but it's better to have some idea when I'm starting than no idea. And I unplugged that, which I'm guessing is probably the oil pressure sender. And goodness gracious me, was that dirty. That was full of oil, along with, I think it was this one here. No, it was one of them ones. It was chockers with oil, so yeah, I don't know how well that was working, but to me, that makes sense as the oil pressure sender. I can now see the engine mount there, and shouldn't be too hard to get to. And this one now, this side now, is very visible. That will be no issue to get to. It's pretty sure all I've got left now is disconnect the fuel lines up the back, and I think it's ready to pull. I think. We'll see. Well, it appears I have to get these covers off to get the heater hoses off. So that's what we'll do now. So a bit more progress done. I took those covers off to get to the heater hoses because they're all hidden under that. So they're disconnected and moved to the side here. Also disconnected the coil. The coil's still attached to the car, but all the wiring's off, so that won't be in the way until I start to lift it up, and it's going to have to be, put over the back of things, like that fuel bit there. It's going to be in the way of that, so that's just something to keep an eye on when it starts to get lifted. I've disconnected all the injectors, and of course, as with the VK, it's got those stupid wire things to hold the clips on, but I didn't have to cut any of these. So I managed to save them, and they came off pretty easily. So me being me, because I don't know where in the harness these go and if they're going to get mixed up. So I've just labelled them 1, 2, 3, 4, passenger side, 1, 2, 3, 4, driver side. So I know where they go back when the time comes. What else did I do? I know I did something else, but can't think of what it was. I got the little vacuum hose off of the heater tap switch thing here that lets you change from feet to face to screen, all that kind of stuff. And I've marked that because I know when the time comes I'm not going to remember what that does. That's what I got. I got all the fuel lines disconnected. And I tell you what, stinky stale fuel stinks, especially when it splashes you in the face because the hose is so hard and won't come off the pipe, and then when you get it off it just flicks everywhere. So I stink like stale fuel. Anyway, I think all I've got left to do now is unbolt the engine mounts. It's ready to lift up, I reckon. Let's try that and see how we go. Okay, not been a good night production wise. Thought I'll get the ABS off because that's going to be in the way when I want to pull the motor out. It's held in by 3 10mm little nuts. That one and that one came off all right. Trying to get that one off. Dropped the 10mm ring spanner. I've not seen it since. It's gone. It is nowhere to be found, so that is probably lost forever. I don't know where the heck that's gone because I've been under this car for a long time and I haven't seen it. That light is very annoying. It never shines where you want it, or is it? It's always in your face, not where you're trying to look. And a serious question for everyone: how long does it take to remove 2 engine mount bolts? For starters, the problem is you've got 18mm nuts on one end. You can't see that side on the other, so you have to guess. Turns out, if anyone's interested, they're 16mm, but you've got no access behind there, so you can't get spanners or ratchets or anything on them to hold it while you try and undo the nut. But I managed to fiddle and fart my way around and got them out. So next step is hook some chains onto this sucker and it's just about ready to yank out. Okay, it's just about go time. I've got the chain on the motor, crane in position. Let's see how we go about lifting this out by myself. There's a bit of the wiring harness that goes through on the engine mount that I have to unbolt. think I'm at maximum height on the crane, so I'm going to have to lower the front of the car down to give me a bit more clearance, and that might struggle to get out of the door. So I'm going to get the jack stands out, have it on the jack, and then we'll slowly lower it down. And I found the missing 10 mil. It's on the K frame. So there's a wire on the way that I don't want to jack up on, so I'm going to get that out of the way. I can reach it. And part of the transmission harness, tuck that into that. Oh, look at that. Missing 10 mil. Okay, so the problem I got now is the front of the car is just that smidgen too high to get the bell housing over. Because the engine's not in now, the front's sitting up higher. So if I push it down, it's all right. But I can't push it down and push the car back at the same time. So I may have to get in the engine bay and just help the transmission over this front bit here so I can pull it out, because at the moment it's stuck on there. But I don't really want to get in there and hurt my back. So I'm a good, probably 15 mil from getting past that bit. I've tried putting the jack and trying to jack it up, but the jack on the floor doesn't give it enough. Try to put some bricks on top of the jack, they just fall off. Maybe I should try a bit of timber under the jack first to lift it up so that it's sitting on the timber, and that'll give me, I think it's 40 mil. Maybe I'll go with that idea. But this jack's heavy and I don't fancy lifting it up. If I put it on and slide it under, it may be all right. That's 40 mil. Jack just fits on it. Can I slide that in under there? It's a big jack. Lucky there's 90 gallons of ATF on the floor and everything's slippery. Alright, I've got some progress. Just going to try and pull the thing back now because it's hard work. Alright, I got some progress. I got in the engine bay, heaved it up, pushed it out, so now I'm up to where the pan is. So, if I do that again, I reckon it'll just about be out, I reckon. So here's where I'm at. Transmission pan's just that little bit lower than the front of the car, and I can't get it over the front. Now I've got a couple of options I can do. I've got some 15-inch interceptors that maybe I can swap the wheels out, which will drop the front down and that will clear there. So hopefully that works. Or get rid of the wheels and just lower it on the jack as low as I can get it, pull it out. Or worst case scenario is we cut the rad support out and just yank it out that way, because then it'll come out easy. So we'll go with option 1. If that doesn't work, we'll try 2. If that doesn't work, we'll go to worst case scenario and cut the radiator support out, because this is taking way longer than I had hoped. All right, so I got the interceptors on. Didn't really change much, so I'm thinking I might let the air out, flatten them, because that'll give me another 2 inches, and hopefully that'll give me enough clearance. And I'll tell you what, it's damn slippery because the ATF is everywhere. All right, so let me get the air out of these tyres and we'll see what happens then. After a little more persuasion, after letting the tyres down, I did manage to get the belly of the transplant pan on top of the rad support. So now, hopefully it's just a matter of pulling it back, swinging it sideways, and the damn thing's out. Sorry about the chainsaw in the background, guys, but the neighbour's cutting his trees, so I'll set you up and let's get this thing out, eh? It's out. The sucker's out. Right, now it's out. The plan is to unbolt it from there, put it on the back of the head so it's a bit more balanced, and then we'll get it in the shed. Okay, my friends, that is out and away. That's going to do it for this video because I am stuffed, and that took me just under 4 hours to do by myself, so I need a rest. I'm going to go inside. I've got a bit of clean up to do. Oil everywhere, I want to clean that up. Spewed water out of the motor, trying to get it in. But it's in. Probably move that hose there so I can shut the door. And there it shall stay until it's ready to test fit in here. But first, I need to clear out all this. So there's plenty of clearance. And then we'll put it in. So next video will be cleaning up the engine bay on this, getting ready to test fit that. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that. It's going to be pretty long, but it is what it is. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And if you can hit that subscribe button for me, that would be wonderful. And how about a like as well? That wouldn't go astray. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.